Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lonny Boy's House Show. This is episode 4. That's right, welcome to 2020. We got a lot of great stuff to cover today. We got a lot of controversy again. We got a lot of nonsense we got to get off our chest. The world of wrestling right now, it's in flux. There's things changing, there's things happening. AEW mellowing out, but let's introduce our panel. To my left, we have Mafia Bob. And of course, to my right, Right Hook Ray. That's right, he's going to have his raised beef a little bit later. We got Charts with Mafia Bob, and we have a new feature. It's called Superstars on Thumbs. And that's going to be a little bit later. We couldn't afford to bring actual wrestling superstars here with our current budget. As a matter of fact, let me ask our executive producer now. Is that in our budget? No, it's not. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with our undercard here. Let's rank, and I'll start with Ray here. Let's rank right now. Who's on top of the heap? Is it SmackDown? Is it AEW? Is it Raw? Is it NXT? Go through 1 through 4.
For me, number 1 is NXT. It's just overall good product, good stuff, good pro wrestling. Number 2, despite some of their hiccups, I'm going to have to go AEW. They do some things right and some things horribly. 3rd is SmackDown. I feel like they're just complacent and they're consistently mediocre. And then there's Raw last, just because 3 hours and 3 hours of awfulness and laughable stuff. It's sad to see that for the flagship show.
It is right. That is actually supposed to be the flagship show.
Right. Could I ixnay Raw and put NWA Powers forth?
See, I haven't watched NWA Powers. I mean, is there any? Is it subscription only online? I mean,
it's on YouTube every Tuesday at 6:05, kind of like the old days.
Right.
And Scott Steiner just made his debut there.
I saw that. How old is Scott Steiner?
I don't think it matters as long as Scott Steiner's on TV. I'm totally plugged in.
Does he still look like he used to?
Yeah, he still wears the gauntlet. He's got a lot of tattoos now.
Yeah, your big Papa Pump, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
So, Mafia Bob, where are you placing everybody?
Number 1, I'm going to put SmackDown. I've been enjoying SmackDown. I just like the people they have on it. You're not that full 3 hours like Raw getting drawn out with a bunch of honestly boring stuff that most of the time I fast forward through. Number 2, I got to put AEW. I've really been enjoying that. There is some stuff that's getting kind of old in there. The women's matches are not good at all.
No.
Some of the tag matches do get carried away. Like I noticed Ray, we talked the other day about that, and the more I watch it, I see that. Jericho, Moxley, they have me tuned in every time. But number 3, and I haven't watched it, but I'm gonna put NXT number 3. And number 4, I gotta say Raw. It's just, it's terrible.
It's really biting the dust. In fact, I'm pretty close to yours. In fact, if not the same. I'm actually putting SmackDown at number 1, just because, like I said, they're getting better. They're getting the storylines right. They're moving on with things, and that's been, a pleasure to watch. There's a few things that aren't there. We'll put it this way, by default almost, because Raw storylines and some of the, it's insane. What's this with the mystery cage with an animal that spits green juice? I mean, and weddings and affairs and
Jerry Springer stuff?
Yeah, so, number 2 for me would be AEW, and AEW, again, is still holding me tight. 2, their product, just because it feels like you're home. You're listening to Jim, you're listening to Shivani, and, it feels comfortable, and that's where I like to be, in that comfortable spot. Some of the characters they have are great. The women's division, great point. Definitely got to work on that.
I do think the commentary team could ixnay Excalibur. He's not.
Excalibur's
not very good.
Put Taz back.
Exactly.
Yeah, Taz was fantastic, and Excalibur, I agree. Great wrestler, like the guy. It just, like I said, it's just not a good 1-2 punch with those guys, because basically you have 2 of the same with Shivani and JD, or it just doesn't, or Jim Ross. I'm sorry. It just doesn't, like I said.
You really don't need the third person.
If they have a third person, they need somebody who's going to disagree with them.
And I feel like Taz could probably do that.
Yeah, Taz would be great at that. So, and I think Taz, and Taz is hilarious. So, and then number 3, NXT. Like I said, some of the younger stars they have coming up. I'm a Ripley fan. I'm a fan of some of the other ones. I watch a little bit of it. I try to catch up on it to see what's going on. I still think it's dull. It's dull compared to the crowds that are at AEW. And, just like being in Memphis, that was beautiful. Last AEW was in Memphis. We're talking like the mecca of pro wrestling. It just...
But it was missing the important part of Memphis.
And what was that? Jerry the King Lawler. Oh, of course. But still, it was great seeing that there. Just absolutely enjoyed it. Like I said, the tag matches, actually I've been enjoying those. I mean, the Street Profits, I think they're hilarious. Orange Cassidy, still. The crowd goes crazy when this guy comes out.
When he last night got in the ring, they showed the pan to the crowd. Everyone stood up with their phone. I mean, everyone went nuts.
They want more Orange Cassidy. They put Orange Cassidy on their poster, Ray. Embrace him.
That's what happens when you have a thin roster?
No, it's what's doing here. No, why do you see? Everybody refers to that. It's not a thin roster. Just this guy is so different than your hate breed, heavy metal, death warlocks that all have beards. They all have beards and tattoos and claim revenge on my family and
what in God's name are you talking about?
I'm talking about all the wizards and warlocks that you like in WWE that are, especially on NXT. They got more of those guys there.
You mean guys that look like professional athletes and look like...
No. We're talking like guys who would be in Slytherin House on Harry Potter. They would actually be Death Eaters for Lord Voldemort.
Do you just not like Harry Potter?
I love Harry Potter.
Then why you bash it so much?
I don't bash Harry. I'm not bashing Harry Potter. I'm the guys like a Drew McIntyre's of the world.
Drew McIntyre looks like a grown man that you don't...
Drew McIntyre's a Scotsman. He calls himself the Scottish psychopath. There's nothing psychopath about what he does, Mafia Bob.
Yeah, but you...
Now, would you say that to him?
No!
Okay, then that fits his psychopath role.
No, but he's Scottish. He's blood. I'm Scottish. I want some little bit more psychopath.
What about Aleister Black?
Aleister Black is he's from what, Denmark?
Denmark. But that match he had...
You did say
was the best
TLC was the best match.
And the matches he's been having with...
yes.
Have all been really...
But they need to keep giving him athletes and get him athletic and fighting in there. It's not just Drew McIntyre. There's a slew of others. I mean, it just, like I said, when you see an Orange Cassidy in a denim jacket and the mirrored shades being low intensity, yes, it's a good bit. Maybe I was big. Gimmick. I was in the gimmick era, maybe. Maybe that's where I was raised. But I even go before the gimmick era. The Bruno Sammartino era.
Does Orange Cassidy fit in that time period?
Orange Cassidy does not, but there's people like Orange Cassidy in that time period that were different, that were entertaining.
Such as?
Ivan Putski. How many titles did Ivan Putski ever hold? Not many, but you know what? He came out, got in a little bit of match, somebody bonked him on the head. Either he pinned him or they pinned him. It didn't matter. I mean, you had a lot of people that were your mid-card back then. They had strong mid-cards.
And that's where I'm saying the roster's thin.
You're saying the roster's thin.
The roster's thin because there's a lot of independent guys that are now in a big stage that aren't ready yet.
Ray, I'm going to throw you out of here. I'm only kidding.
Hands in pockets?
No. No, I'm going to defend Orange Cassidy here again.
And once again, I don't mind it. Just properly use it.
But how do you probably put him in the ring? That's how you use them.
Make him a mascot or a funny manager or, a silly spot guy like once in a while, not every
That's crazy talk.
Week.
That's kind of what they've been doing.
They've been using him.
He just basically got in the ring yesterday.
Right.
Like, no offense, I want one match where, he takes a beating, comes back and steals the win.
He always takes a beating. He never gets a win.
Give me something.
There's a lot of wrestlers. See, here's the deal. It's
toxic fans giving him a Steve Austin-like pop
AEW
because it's a cool gimmick.
AEW can develop a better mid-card than Raw can.
Well,
and you know what? Even SmackDown for right now is not. They don't even have a headline. Your headline top tier matches. Everything is mid-card. That's it.
Well, if you're...
That's it. Brock Lesnar here. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I don't even want to get into that. We're going to save that for a little bit later. But like I said, Daniel Bryan and The Fiend, I think, are the only top-tier things going on.
Roman Reigns is not top tier?
No, not right now. He's not. Not with what he's... No.
Okay.
He's not. And again, that comes down to, like I said...
He is the face of SmackDown. Though.
He is. But where they're putting him and what they're doing with him, you can call somebody a king, but that doesn't mean it's you know, they like the king.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like I said, when I've seen...
do we do drug testing?
No.
Well, we might have to.
I'm telling you, Right Hook Ray's getting me very worked up here now. That's okay. But you're right, though. I mean, I respect you because you are a student of this entertainment business. You love what goes on here just as much as I do. You have the same passion, so I have the respect for you.
We just want good stuff.
Exactly. We want good stuff.
We just want good stuff.
You know, stuff that we can agree on.
That too.
The women's division in NXT, I think, might be a little bit stronger than
the main rosters?
Yeah, than some of the main rosters. They're doing well bringing, like I say, SmackDown, Lacey Evans into the face. They're really making Sasha and Bayley believable heels. They're getting a little bit more work. But as long as they're getting work, that's the thing. Stop all the interviews. They're awful. They're awful. I don't care what you say.
They need to just let them be themselves, though.
Either if you're going to be on the microphone,
be yourself.
Rehearse.
Or be organic.
Because, like I said, what we're seeing with Mandy Rose and we're seeing with your boy, that could be a gem in a gold mine.
Yeah. Right.
But they can't act. It's not even the fact that you need to even be a little bit funny. It just, you can't even, I mean, if you pause for more than three or 4 seconds before saying your next line, you lost people. It's awkward. Then it becomes like, is there a ham sandwich left? You know, that's what you're thinking.
That's kind of part of him, though.
No, but
I think
it is part of him, but it needs to be a little bit more, you know, outward. You know.
I simply plead the fifth because I'm not an actor or have any acting chops, and I have no filter. So
you're an actor. You're like the Billy D. Williams of wrestling talk.
If he gained like 200 pounds.
He did. Did you see the last Star Wars?
I haven't watched since the original 3. I don't go by the order. Just the order's all messed up. They need to do it chronologically.
Shame on you.
But that's a whole other episode for a whole other time.
Yeah, but I mean, here's what we got happening in Raw, though. I mean, you got Andrade's getting the big run now.
And it's not because of what people on the internet say.
Andrade's a great wrestler. Yes, Andrade, I've seen him live before, great wrestler. I just wish they would stop beating up Rey Mysterio.
Isn't that kind of Ray's job at this point?
Ray's job to be a mop. It's you got to stop it. I mean, it's. I don't even like it when they say Rey Mysterio's going out there.
But now that they're putting them two together, I think that's...
The match quality is going to be great regardless.
Well, there are some potentially good matches. You put an Andrade and an Aleister Black together. I think you have one whale of a match.
I know you don't like the brand, but they did it in NXT, where all the Warlocks apparently play.
Well... All right. I mean, what about the weddings and all the relationships we're seeing on Raw? I mean, this is starting to get pretty...
Now it's...
This is all Vince Russo's fault. He's influenced some horrible writers.
Do you think Vince Russo's in on this?
I wouldn't be shocked if he's infiltrated the infrastructure to ruin wrestling again. In our cancel culture, can we just cancel Vince Russo's living existence, please?
Wow, that's pretty harsh.
No,
that is harsh.
It's honest.
That's pretty harsh. Yeah, and you know, when we're looking at Daniel and The Fiend, I think that is the top storyline going into WrestleMania.
The top one that we can get interested in.
The top one we get interested in, because we're going to get more to the Royal Rumble a little bit later. What about Miz turning heel? Does it matter to people?
No, because it's... Nah.
Wasn't he always just kind of on the edge of that?
He was always on the edge of people loving to hate, hating to love him, you know.
He's obviously a
I've
better
always liked
heel.
The Miz.
He's obviously a better heel than face. It doesn't matter.
I've always liked him.
He makes his lovable, not great TV show.
Here's what I'm seeing, though, for when it comes down to the Royal Rumble, and I'll do a spoiler alert here. Triple threat match.
Ew, no.
I know.
No.
I think that's where they're going to try to build it to. So, all right. All right, good talk, good first undercard segment here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lonny Boy's House Show. Coming up next, we've got Stars on Thumbs. That's right, we got superstar wrestler Jeff Rollins, because we couldn't afford Seth Rollins, and he's going to be our first guest on Stars on Thumbs. Hang in there, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Carpenter, Jeff Rollins.
Everybody respect me. Hey! You need to respect me on the microphone for the next 45 to 50 minutes. Now let me go on my diatribe and tell you why I own Monday Night Raw. Everybody respect me. Hey! You need to respect me on the microphone. I own Monday Night Raw. 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 And now I'm going to throw this microphone down on the mat and look aggressive. And stand straight up and a little bit taller next time. Then I'm going to go to the back, and I'm going to talk for another 45 to 50 minutes to soak up time on Raw. I'm out of here. In next week's episode, we have Sausage Banks. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Especially you. I'm going to punch you on the face. You're welcome. This place stinks. And there you have it. Stars on Thumbs. All right, that was a fantastic interview. We'd like to thank Jeff Rollins, the Carpenter, for stopping by and filling us up with that. Stars on Thumbs is going to be a big bit here on Lonny Boy's House Show. Coming up, charged with Mafia Bob, and again, we're back in that same situation, guys. Mafia Bob randomly attacks Right Hook Ray, and there was a discussion, an argument. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a cheeseburger. Who knows what they were fighting about?
Could be anything.
Mafia Bob snuck up on Right Hook Ray and gave him a wedgie. Not cool. Not cool at all.
Had an opportunity, I took it.
Yeah, so let's go to our charts right now, and you'll see that 100% of our viewers agree that Right Hook Ray should get one chair shot. He's doing an Orange Cassidy thumb. Right Hook Ray gets one chair shot on Mafia Bob. You guys ready to do this?
Sure.
All right, let's do this.
Hey, Lon, listen to this. I just gave Ray a great big...
All right, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets physical here on Lonny Boy's House Show. Right Hook Ray is the most violent panelist we have here to date. How did that feel, Ray? Did you feel, after your yoga pants were stolen, now after the wedge, do you feel like you've been vindicated? You've been given the opportunity to get even. Did that feel good?
It felt phenomenal.
Oh, okay. How do you feel?
I don't know. I might need another one.
Oh, no. I have to agree. You deserve that. So
yeah, probably.
All right, folks, let's go to our main event, and let's talk this out here right now. The big pay-per-view coming up, of course, is the Royal Rumble. After tables, ladders, and chairs came out, that was awful.
You mean tables, ladders, and sewers?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it was bad. And you were there. We were there. And I hope we can get together for the Royal Rumble. You in for that?
5-0 planned, yeah.
All right, good. That's all. We're just talking about dinner invitations on the show. The Royal Rumble. Let's get to the first part first. We know what the biggest match is going to be, aside from the Royal Rumble, and that's of course The Fiend and Daniel Bryan. I think it's going to be a three-way, a triple threat match at some point. So I could see that happening. Do you call that your top match, Mafia Bomb? Aside from the Royal Rumble. Because right now we know we got Becky Lynch and Asuka matched up, and we have that one. There's a few other things that
haven't come to fruition yet.
I think for me it depends on what's going to happen at Royal Rumble with the women's, because I think there's going to be bigger matches with the women than.
Yeah.
I mean, at Rumble even, I don't know. Because Brock Lesnar with the title, I think.
Well, first of all,
will it show up even?
Yeah. First of all, what do you think about the Daniel Bryan Fiend?
It's going to be a good match.
Is that the headliner?
I would say so, just because Daniel Bryan's back and the Yes Movement's back and
it's huge.
Yeah, it's going to be the match. I think Becky Asuka's just something to tide us over to something better coming at WrestleMania.
Becky and Asuka are violent.
They are. They're very violent.
And that's, a lot of people, again, they dog Charlotte Flair. And you have.
I really haven't.
Well, no, a lot of people are saying, well, her daddy got her name there, whatever. Let me tell you what, Charlotte Flair's a violent wrestler. And when she goes out there, she plays it hard. And I appreciate that. So, and I think Asuka's one of those, Becky Lynch. We've seen Sasha go out there and play it hard. I tell you what, Natalya and Lacey Evans this past summer did that, final wrap-up on a pay-per-view. That was horribly violent. The women are taking more shots and bumps than most of you guys that are warlocks. So anyway.
Warlocks that look like athletes.
Athletes are good. Listen.
You're not gonna see that
did Gorilla Monsoon, did he look athletic when he was? No.
He looked like a grown man.
He did. Let me tell you what, superstar Billy Graham was incredibly an athlete, but he was... Ultimate Warrior was a big athlete, couldn't wrestle.
Compared to the...
Lex Luger, another one. Here, let me give you a forearm on a run.
Compared to Marco Stunt, who looks like a fifth grader, and we're supposed to enjoy that?
Marco Stunt, yes. I mean,
he was hilarious last night, though.
He's hilarious, but he's fun to watch.
Yes. He's a fun to watch mascot.
Yeah, I'm going to write this out. Wrestler. I'm going to write this out for Ray.
Not wrestler.
Not wrestler. He's a mascot.
Here, fun.
Yeah.
We like fun.
Yeah. I do, too.
Then what are you waiting for, then? Join us.
In its proper context. I don't want fifth grader Marco Stunt in a match with SCU. Just be a mascot.
So two guys are completely ripped that can bench 400 pounds, doing forearms, sitting there.
Presentation, my friend.
Oh, give me a break. I'm sorry.
There's nothing entertaining about seeing little Marco Stunt try to fight John Moxley. Come on.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It was. See, last night...
Hilariously laughable.
They joked about that,
people
too,
turn the channel.
Right.
Because of him. He was marching around the ring, smacking himself, getting all pumped up.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect
And then he
box.
couldn't do anything.
Perfect box. Stay in the box.
They got him in the box. They're not letting him out of the box.
He's not going in there and whooping the guy
and winning
3 times his size. He ends up getting his... He shouldn't kick the whole time.
Right.
He shouldn't be doing hurricanranas on grown men athletes. That's all I'm going to say.
It's just a couple. Anyway,
a couple too many.
Yeah, let's wrap this up on the last part of this, and this is the one that bothered both of us. This is the first thing we said to each other right after we saw it on Raw.
Is the belt on the line?
They already ruined the Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar being the first person out of the Rumble. You know what? What was our first thing when we said? You bring out Brock Lesnar as number one. All he's gonna do is beat everybody else until he gets to the end to find the person he's gonna have his big match with.
Right.
If it's that obvious, it can't be that obvious, Ray. Tell me it's not going to be that obvious.
Have you not watched Raw the past 6 months? It's pretty obvious.
It seems like it would be pretty obvious. That's what's got me bothered.
See, the obvious, they have to put the belt on the line. Otherwise, this is no point for anybody.
There's not going to be a belt on the line in the Royal Rumble, though.
They have to make that a stipulation.
This is awful. It's already made it to the point where, they're thinking, well, you're going to watch to see if Brock Lesnar gets beat.
That probably is their idea. Like, people tune in. No, most of us are just tired of tuning in. So what we're going to get is, well, what we fear we'll get.
Yeah.
Is he enters 1, 2 comes out, probably 3 suplexes. Brock's blown up, throws him out. It's just going to be suplexes, F5s, chuck out. Paul Heyman talks every 5 opponents that get domed. Maybe, hopefully, there are a couple fun surprises. But if it's going to be non-title and it's just Brock beats up 29 or 30 other guys, this may be the worst Royal Rumble in history. It has that potential if no one fixes it.
Hey, at least we saw Brock on TV.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
And again, his
And the belt.
and it's all about presentation. Here's a presentation.
This is not.
Here's a presentation. It's like our executive producer Kevin Tomini. It's like his presentation when he tapes the show for us.
Right.
He literally falls asleep with his headsets on. So anyway, it just again, if that's the way it's going to be with Brock Lesnar. In fact, I'm going to talk about this with our good friend DK Dan Kitchen to get his thoughts on this as well, because I'm sure he thinks the same thing. You know, the Royal Rumble is his favorite pay-per-view.
It's mine too.
It's one of mine. I'm a diehard WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the zenith for me, but Royal Rumble is definitely up there. And again, I hope they do not ruin this just by going through that to find that one. Who do we think is going to be surprised? You know, we talked about surprise entrance.
Right.
You know, what do you think?
I have a few. I think Edge might come back, and I think Edge might make a surprise entrance.
Yeah, that neck thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. As much as I don't want to see it, I'm convinced that Cain Velasquez will be a guest entrant for obvious reasons.
That made me wince when you said that. Say it again.
I don't want to.
Say it one more time.
Cain Velasquez.
See, I winced again.
Yeah, I don't want to see him in there. Well, you thought maybe the Big Show, since they had him on.
Since the Big Show just returned, he might be in to be the big guy. I do as much as.
Yeah, God forbid they use Braun Strowman. They actually have a big guy, but he's still hurt.
He'll be in and be dumb and do the little
run around.
Run around and
it's popular.
Take himself out of the Rumble. I would be okay if Goldberg makes an appearance. And that's really about it, honestly.
All right. Goldberg I think is one of my surprised, to show up. You never know. And I'd like to see Mankind run down there and just whip the crowd up. They're probably going to have a couple of those people come out just to whip the crowd up, just to make it worthwhile.
Probably like a Booker T.
Oh, Booker T. Well, all the trash talk that's happening to Booker T.
This is true.
Who doesn't love Booker T? It's hard not to Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's hard not to. You got to be a Booker T fan if you're going to be my friend. So anyway, let's wrap. What's that?
Talk to Ray about that wrestling info thing I showed you about. They said about CM Punk coming out the last guy.
CM Punk.
The inner fan in me wants to believe that. I don't want to hold out hope. That would be great. That would probably save them a lot. But I just don't see it. I think he's happy doing what he's doing for Fox.
He's probably making good money not getting hit.
Yeah, that too. So
CM Punk is one of the best mic guys ever. And purely the WWE had Fox give him a paycheck to keep him away from AEW. That's my point. That's my opinion on that either. So,
I mean, I could see him maybe doing a match, maybe at SummerSlam. I don't see him doing it at Mania. It's going to take a lot for him to want to re-enter.
Work with them.
We had to work with WWE that closely. All
right. You know what we got to do? And let's close the show here with our final thoughts, and we'll go to Ray's Beef to wrap up our show. Because Ray is our cornerstone here on Wrestling Talk. He's the man who has the facts. I mean, what's nice here is we actually
It's a team.
We almost have 3 generations here of wrestling fans. I know you're a little bit older than Ray. I'm a little bit older than you. So, it just kind of makes sense. But Ray, you're old school and you're new school. So, and like I said, I'm one of those old guys that's like, get off my lawn.
I'm starting to become that. I really am.
You are going to become that.
I'm starting
So,
to
Mafia Bob, what are your final thoughts? What are you hoping to see here coming up in the next couple weeks from our wrestling world?
I'm just hoping that something happens with Brock Lesnar to make the Royal Rumble a little more entertaining that we're already thinking it might not be. That's the main thing. I just hope they do something with him and the belt. You have a champion carrying the belt
the most prestigious title in
the organization, and he's never on TV.
Right.
I mean, when was the last time we seen him? 3-4 weeks
You know,
ago?
that's the way that's the way it used to be. You never saw
Royal Rumble match.
WWE. You never saw the champ
Or
on
pre-Survivor
TV
Series.
except for an interview. That was it. You never got to see the champ wrestle. That's because you had to go to the live matches to see the champ. Now, Brock Lesnar was actually going to live matches and doing house shows.
And not just the
You're
random, not just the random house shows that are in Los Angeles or Chicago
Right.
The
or
big,
New York,
big
Right.
market house shows.
Right. My final thought is this. It's about Becky Lynch, and this is Mafia Bob's. And the funniest thing in the world for me is if Becky Lynch, because she's Irish, and she has a Scottish counterpart that's on SmackDown that wrestles with Alexa Bliss.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm talking about, Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross.
So, can you imagine those two having a conversation? One Irish brogue and one was Scottish. That would be absolutely hilarious. But I love Becky Lynch in yellow. She wore a great outfit the other night.
Yeah.
And nobody says it's better than her. Oscar, you're a big dope. You're a dope. It kills me when she calls people a dope. She's the best.
That's right.
Anyway, let's get to it right now, folks. Let's give Ray the final words. Let's go to Ray's Beef.
My beef this episode is it's Monday Night Raw, and I think a lot of us out there can agree that 3 hours is too much. I understand why they have the third hour, but for the flagship traditional show, this is bad. It doesn't matter who's in charge, who's doing what. I understand the Lana Lashley angle, story, whatever, is entertainment, and
It is.
and it's not bad, but it was just drawn out too long, and now you're adding on just more convoluted stuff to a storyline that should have been done months ago. It's a misuse of Lashley, it's a misuse of Rusev, it's a misuse of everyone.
Yep.
And I will give Raw credit, they actually give newer stars more opportunity to showcase their stuff, but it gets lost in the long 3 hour boring lull. And another, I guess, slight beef I have is the now, I guess, standard, we like dive on the crowd mosh pit thing. Guys, come on. I'm not a pro wrestler.
Diving through the ropes is getting old.
Diving through the
Because everyone's
ropes.
doing it now.
Yeah.
Diving through the ropes and diving on 5-6 people for them to catch you or look like they catch you.
It's a burned out move.
Yeah, it's like, can we take a break and tag matches? Can we just get a little bit of tradition, hold the rope, standard tag?
We're seeing a lot of the same choreography.
Yeah, that's what it's
Especially in WWE. WWE is really standard with the choreography.
choreography and eight and Dynamite does it too.
Yeah.
As much as I love the Young Bucks,
Yeah.
they kind of do it too much. Lucha Dragon or Brothers, they kind of do it too
Well,
much.
that's what luchas
Yeah, that's
do. I
kind
mean,
of what
that's
luchas do, but they gotta fix it. Just my old grumpy old man takes. Just a little bit of old school can go a long way.
I got you, man. All right, folks, let's put a bow on the show.
And shout out to my brother, Left Hook Joe.
Left Hook Joe.
He's at home. Just wanted to say a shout out to Left Hook Joe. Love you, bud.
I'm going to give a shout out to Ray's girlfriend, who I did not recognize at the local grocery store.
It's fine.
And I felt
It's okay.
and I'd like to apologize to Mafia Bob's wife for bringing him out and making him a part of this, where he's becoming now more distant from his family.
Well,
I'm sorry.
so much for using my stardom for anything good. Thanks, Lon.
Oh, hey, yeah. You guys used your stardom. I heard about your Christmas party.
Yeah.
Hey,
If that works for you, go for it. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Lonny Boy's house show. I'd like to thank our friends at Armstrong and everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. The Lonny Boy's house show on Facebook. Look us up. Drop a comment. Ray's always got stuff out there. That's a lot of fun. This is Mafia Bob. I'm Lonny Boy, and this is Right Hook Ray. Take care, everybody.